Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and very good day to Dr. Hamizah Hassan, my lecturer for Financial Management 420. I am Nurin Nakibah Najla binti Muhammad Ghazali 2021504913 from class KBA 24318. In this video, I will be presenting about financial ratio analysis of company Dutch Lady Milk Industry Berhad. This presentation will start with an introduction about background of Dutch Lady Milk Industry Berhad. Basically, Dutch Lady is a leader in the quality branded dairy business in Malaysia. A few products that Dutch Lady produce are yogurt, regular whole milk powder, instant whole milk, sweetener condensed milk, and many more. The vision for the Dutch Lady Milk Industry Berhad is to further strengthen our position as a leading dairy company. Meanwhile, the mission is helping Malaysians move forward in life with trusted dairy nutrition. Today, I would like to present about financial ratio analysis. Firstly, there are two types of ratio analysis, which are time series or trend analysis and cross-sectional comparative. For ratio analysis, we are using time series analysis between the 2 years, which are 2019 and 2020 of Dutch Lady Milk Industry Berhad. First of all, I will evaluate time series analysis between years 2019 and 2020 in terms of liquidity ratio. First is current ratio. Based on the calculation, the current ratio in 2020 is getting bad, which is 0.89 times compared to 2019, which is 1.08 times. This means Dutch Lady Milk Industry Berhad may have the lower ability to pay short-term obligation in 2020. Next, quick ratio. Quick ratio on 2020 was getting bad because ratio in 2020 was lower, which is 0.42 times compared to 2019, which is 0.61 times. Due to that, it will become the burden to the company because the lower ratio that more likely company will struggle with paying short-term obligations. Last for in terms of liquidity ratio is in terms of net working capital. In 2020, the net working capital of Dutch Lady company was getting bad, which is minus 35,746 ringgit Malaysia compared to 2019, which is 22,417. The calculation showed that in 2020, Dutch Lady dropped their net working capital. It is probably due to the current liabilities exceeds the current assets. Next, in terms of efficiency ratio, for the value of inventory turnover getting better, which is 4.92 times higher than 2019, which is 4.90 times. It is shown that Dutch Lady have an effectiveness of inventory to generate sales over the year. For average collection period in year 2020, which is 27 days, getting better rather than 2019, 38 days. In collection period indicates a firm is receiving payment from its sales was favorable. It means Dutch Lady company have enough cash on hand to meet their financial obligations. Then for fixed asset turnover of Dutch Lady company was getting better because it showed that in 2020, which is the ratio is 5.23 times lower than 2000, which is 8.26 times. It is mean Dutch Lady company has the ineffectiveness of fixed assets to generate sales. Last, for total asset turnover in 2020 was getting bad, which is 2.21 times rather than 2019, which is 2.40 times. This calculation showed that the total asset turnover ratio in 2020 was lower than 2019. After that, in terms of financial leverage ratio, for current debt ratio in 2020, 66.61% is lower than 2019, which is 67.44%, which means it is getting better. To sum up, the lower debt ratio in Dutch Lady company on 2020 has a lower potential to lose. Last, in current debt to equity ratio in 2020, which is 199.46%, is getting better because the ratio is lower than 2019, which is 207.16%. This means Dutch Lady company have a stable financial in 2019 rather than 2019. Last, for the time series analysis is profitability ratio. It is indicate the value for net profit margin. In net profit margin 2020, which is 6.67, shows that it's getting back compared to 2019, which is 9.65%. It means that in 2020, Dutch Lady company is not able and effectively control its cost and provide goods or service at a price. Next, in net profit margin 2020, which is 32.44%, shows that it is getting better compared to 2019, which is 37.94%. It is means that Dutch Lady company ratio percentage in 2020 is below industry norms and potentially down from their company's prior periods. Other than that, net operating margin on 2020 show is getting better, which is 8.49% lower than 2019 that consists 12.89%. It is means that Dutch Lady company does not operate effectively in 2020 and does not gain high profit from sales. Moreover, in the return on assets for Dutch Lady reflects that it's getting back because on 2020 the ratio was 14.17%, which means lower than 2019, which is 23.21%. Last but not least is return on equity. Return on equity for Dutch Lady in 2020 is getting back, which shows the lowest ratio at 44.04%. Compared to 2019, which is 71.29%, it indicates Dutch Lady company may be mismanaged and could be reinvesting earnings into unproductive. To conclude, all the financial ratios are using time series analysis. The ratio calculate using balance sheets and financial positions based on the 2 years, which are 2019 and 2020. Now, I would like to conclude each type of ratio. So first, liquidity ratio. The liquidity ratio of Dutch Lady company was getting back, where they are unable to pay their short-term debt due to the bad flows in generate revenues, asset and equity. It can be a high risk to company if new funding cannot be found. The company may be forced to liquidate assets, file for bankruptcy. Second, efficiency ratio. Dutch Lady company have an effectiveness of inventory to generate sales over the year, which means their stock has been sold more faster in 2020 rather than 2019. Third, leverage ratio. The leverage ratio of Dutch Lady in company was getting better on 2020 rather than 2019. It is really good news to them. Last, profitability ratio. The profitability ratio of Dutch Lady on 2020 was getting bad. It is means that in 2020, Dutch Lady company does not operate efficient due to the low profit. In summary, by using financial ratio analysis, the performance of the company can be analyzed. In addition, it can also help the company to know their stability condition in this industry. That's all from me. Thank you.